Chair, past President Bob Young. Bob?
Yeah, thank you, Lynn. Good morning, everyone. Appreciate the opportunity to be on this particular committee. As you know, we have 5 candidates for 3 seats that we have available. And those seats will start December 4th, 2024. They're 3-year terms going through December 4th or December 5th of 2026. The process this morning, as Lynn referred to a little bit, is we'll get into some opening statements and then some individual questions of the candidates, possibly another question, and then we'll go into some closing statements. Now, everybody, if you're on your computer, there is a chat box down there on the bottom. If you have a certain question that you would like to ask every a nominee or candidate, then go ahead and write that in. But if we do select one of those based on our time elements, we will go through those, but that will be a question that would be asked of all of our particular candidates. So based on today, we are in with our bylaw compliance as far as our time elements. So as of Monday morning, Shelby in the office will putting our ballot together and be sending that out. And then we'll probably have about until November 3rd as members of the section to vote. So once again, gentlemen, and we'll just say Chad, Mark, sorry about that. I got somebody's name wrong here. But anyway, thank you, gentlemen, for being here. And I think that one other thing is, as you go with these questions, we're going to give you 3 minutes. And if you go close to that 3 minutes, Shelby will give you a notice that you have 1 minute left. And then she'll give you a notice that you have 30 seconds left and then 10 seconds left. I think that's about it. Again, it's a great opportunity for the section to hear the candidate's voice and hear the candidate's thoughts in regards to a number of our concerns and initiatives with the PGA. So with that said, since Chad Bennett is not here, and if we go in alphabetical order, we'll go Chad Bennett. I'm going to read his brief history that he submitted. And then we'll follow with Matt, Mark, Josh, and then we have a video from Craig. And again, these are opening statements where you'll have 3 minutes. So let me start by opening statements. Again, this is a message that Chad Bennett has sent. Chad Bennett, quote, "I have been in the golf industry since my first job in Wisconsin at age 14, which is almost 25 years ago. I have worked at resort clubs, private clubs, and public courses. I am currently the general manager at Lincoln Hills Golf Club in Lincoln, which is a 36-hole facility. I have been a PGA member for 10 years and started my career by getting a degree in professional golf management in Southern California. I have never wanted to be anything other than a professional golfer. So I moved to Southern California and realized that the golf industry was my passion, not necessarily trying to become a professional golfer. I've never looked back since getting in the golf industry and trying to be an influencer in the business. And I feel that since I have been moving up the ladder and now becoming the general manager at Lincoln Hills, I'm getting closer to that point." That is Chad Bennett's opening statement, which I read, and that was information that he sent to us. So with that said, we will start with Matt. And Matt, you have 3 minutes for your opening statement.
Great. Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. Len, Bob, thank you very much for putting this on. To Chad, Craig, Mark, and Josh, best of luck to you. It's an honor to be a part of this process with you all. And it's great to have everybody raise their hand to serve this wonderful section. My name is Matt Jordan. I'm the director of golf over at the Olympic Club. I'm brand new to the section, the new guy. If I was an infant, I would be 13 months old here in Northern California. I am originally from Cleveland, Ohio, actually in between Cleveland and Akron. And I decided at an early age, just like probably most of all of you, to be a golf professional. I got into the business at 14 years of age, working at a public golf course down the street. just fell in love with the game, and was lucky enough to have a great mentor as a PGA professional there, kind of giving me the nudge to get into the side of the business there. So I started as a cart kid at 14, and then moved on with my career, becoming an assistant golf professional. I spent time as an assistant professional at the Sharon Golf Club in Akron, Ohio, a very high-end private club, where I became a PGA member in 2003. I was lucky enough that the members thought that I was a pretty good, accomplished player, and they sponsored me to go on some of the mini tours, where I quickly found out that I'm better at selling socks than making birdies. So I went back into the business of golf and started working through the ranks, becoming a general manager at a private club there. And that's where I fell in love with PGA education. I also realized that as a general manager, I needed to learn more about food and beverage. So I started investigating things with my peers and got involved with the PGA education, where I became a certified golf professional, moving up to the ranks. And then in 2017, I became a master professional. While I was in Ohio, I decided that I wanted to move to Florida, and I became a member of the North Florida PGA section, and that was 2012. And just like what I'm doing right now, I really wanted to get involved with the section. I wanted to be a part of my peers, and I just bleed blue and gold. So I became part of the ranks of the North Florida PGA, moving through the chairs of the West Central chapter of secretary, vice president, president, and then ran for section office. It was urged that I join the section office as a secretary, then turning into vice president, and unfortunately couldn't finish my officer stint because I accepted the position as director of golf here at the Olympic Club, and very excited to be a part of this section. One of my most proud of accomplishments was in the chapter level. I wanted to do something for assistants. So I started an assistants association with the West Central chapter. Really exciting as I started to bring more people into our section, getting them more involved from the assistance ranks and being part of our section. And what I was really excited with is that I partnered with Gary Koch, who is a former PGA Tour player and announcer. He had his own foundation. I started a scholarship program for our assistants. And as I did that, I was able over the years to give about $12,000 in scholarship money to our assistants to help them with their PGA education. Very proud of that, and it became a model for our section.
So Matt, 1 minute.
Thank you very much. So as I move here to the Northern California section, I come with a vast amount of resources and knowledge. I've been through the governance structure here for the last 10 years. And as I said, I just want to serve the section and give back to everybody that all these golf professionals have given back to me and continue to pay it forward. Thank you very much. And I look forward to serving the section.
Okay, Matt, thank you very much. For our next candidate, 3 minutes, Mark.
Thank you guys for having me on here. It's I don't know if we've done the video portion of this before, so I guess it's the world we live in now to do this. It's been always in person, so this is kind of cool too. But Matt, Cleveland, I got to say, go Niners. Sorry, nothing personal there. I'm sure it'll be a fun.
None taken.
There you go. I've been part of the section for, almost 25 years now. Been involved with it since I became a member. I actually grew up in Livermore, playing golf at a little 9-hole facility that is no longer there. Went through high school playing golf. Uncle Sam borrowed me for 4 years. Gave me a free tour on a big gray yacht. Played a little golf when I was in the Navy, different places. When I was done with that, I thought, hey, you know what? I enjoyed golf and love to get back to it again. I left the ship when my time was done on one day, and I was opening up as a cart guy at Poppy Ridge Golf Course the next day when the course first opened out there. So it's been a fun ride from Poppy Ridge to Castlewood, Crow Canyon, and now here as the first assistant at Round Hill. I've been the chapter president for the Bay Area. Started it back in 2007, now finishing a second run as the a president here. Had the great opportunity to meet a lot of guys. I was drinking from a fire hose when we first started it, and now it's kind of cool to mingle with everybody and bring some of the younger guys up and share some things that have gone well and things to continue to work on. So I've been on the board, love serving our membership, love working with everybody, being the team player. Been great for networking, to meet everybody, hear what goes on in different areas. I mean, we're submerged here in the Bay Area and it's pretty big, but there's another world outside of the Bay Area. So it's been fun to get to know everybody, visit places, and just meet everybody. So I look forward to continuing to serve on the board. Love everybody's vote, because I think there's still some work that I can continue to do, continue on with some of the projects that I'm currently working on with the board now. So thank you guys for having us and making the time for us to do this morning.
Okay, Mark, thank you. Next, we have for 3 minutes opening statement from Josh Osler.
Thank you, Bob and Len, for putting this together, giving us a chance to kind of share what our background is and kind of get to know each other a little bit better. Thanks, Matt and Mark. It's fun to hear everybody's history in the game. Like everybody else, I got introduced to the game pretty young age by my grandfather, who managed a little 9-hole golf course in central Utah. And I look back on those memories pretty fondly. He would give us one of the tube pickers, and he'd say, hey, go pick some range balls if you want to hit some, because somebody's got to do it, and it's not going to be me. So he'd let us go pick some balls with the tube, and we'd hit them, and we'd go pick them again. So a lot of fun memories growing up around the golf course with my grandpa and my father. Continued that introduction to the game through my youth, and then hadn't really had thoughts about the PGA, didn't really know what it was. I found out my uncle was a PGA instructor. He works out of Utah and has a lot of accolades behind his name. So I got a lesson from him, and that got me introduced to the PGA side of things and what can be done in terms of growing the game on that front. So continued through college education and ended up chasing my now wife into the Bay Area. And I moved here from Utah in the middle of January. And I couldn't help myself but try to find every golf course I could play, because the weather was beautiful and there's no snow. So all I did for the first month was play every golf course I could, and ended up getting a job at Boulder Ridge as an outside service manager, and quickly worked my way up. And from that point on, decided the PGA was the path for me. So started at the golf club at Boulder Ridge and moved over to La Rinconada Country Club. And I did about a 3-year stint in the Southwest section in Tucson, Arizona at Tucson Country Club. Really enjoyed my time there. I met a lot of really important people, a lot of mentors that got me involved in chapter service. So I was on the board of directors of the Southern chapter in the Southwest section. And they introduced me to what the PGA really is all about. And that's kind of giving back to your fellow members and the community as well. That's one thing I really enjoyed about my time there, was getting involved with the community, as well as connecting with all of the members. We had set a goal to make contact or touch every PGA member in our chapter, which was over 100. And so we all set out and we had phone calls and emails and created a cool network, which I think would be great and is important to foster that. And although it's a very large section, we have a very important network of PGA pros that we can work with and get to know each other. So want to continue that service after I've returned to La Rinconada as the head pro and get involved in the board of directors here. Appreciate everybody that's mentored me up to this point, and I'd like to take that and now turn it to mentoring others around me as well. So that's my background, and appreciate the time.
Okay, Josh, thank you. At this point in time, Craig Renshaw is not here, but he has a video that we're going to listen to.
Yes, please unmute.
Okay.
Start over.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Frank Renshaw. I am the Director of Instruction at the Club at Arrow Creek in Nevada. I have been there one season. I've been a member of
It's not wanting to go right now.
Sorry.
It's not wanting to go right now.
Okay.
So Lynn, this is Bob. Is it
Yeah.
possible to go down to his work history or the statement that I read for Chad? I don't have that in front of me, but have you or Shelby read that just to
We sure
keep
can.
on time? Is that okay?
And then we can circle back, you think, to the video? Okay. All right.
Yeah, yes,
So then,
exactly.
a brief history of yourself. And I'm 53 years old, married, and have one daughter. Originally from St. Louis, Missouri. I've been part of the PGA since 1992. Been a member of the Gateway, New England, South Florida, Southwest, and Northern California sections of the PGA. I believe in education as a strong part of making every member better to their local and national PGA. And that is Craig's statement.
Okay. Thank you. So those were our opening statements. Again, we read Chad's, and then we heard from Matt, Mark, and Josh, and then once again had some video problems. And if we can get that squared away, we can come back to that. But Len read Craig's history. So with that said, we'll go into the question portion of our session this morning. We're going to go in reverse order. So we'll start with Josh, then go to Mark, and then go to Matt. And so the question to you, and you have 3 minutes, why are you interested in running for the board of directors? Talk to us a little bit about that passion. Josh Osler, 3 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Bob. Like I said, when I was in the Southwest section, serving on the Southern chapter board, I got introduced to some PGA members who truly showed me what it was to not only do a good job at the facility that you were at, which is what I had been used to as I worked through my PGA program and became a PGA member. It was so much just facility focused, maybe playing in a chapter, a section, golf tournament here and there. But then getting involved on that board showed me that there's much, much more that can be done for the golf professionals and the community that we are given stewardship over. And so I want to take the things that I've learned there and continue to work on ways that we can get this PGA membership that we've worked so hard to get and this association, and strive to create the network that is what I believe the core value of this association, and to make sure that pros don't feel like they're kind of left out on an island or at their own facility, and make sure that they know that they have a voice in the room, which will be us. We have the ability to make some changes and have a voice even at a national level of their association. So I look forward to having the ability to work with, whether it's one-on-one with PGA pros in the section, or maybe in group settings, whether it be education or forums, so that we can get a pin on where people are at, what the concerns they have about the industry. We'll talk about it here later, but there's a lot of curiosity and a lot of interest in what the future of the golf industry will look like. And I'm sure that there are plenty of, especially associates, but also PGA members who want to know what it's going to look like in 5 to 10 years. And being on the board of directors of a section, we have the ability and the responsibility to make sure we're reaching out and we're setting a clear path for what the PGA member is all about and what we can do to further the golf industry as a whole, but also obviously take care of our members. So looking forward to that opportunity to be a mentor and further this industry for our members and for the industry in large.
Okay, Josh, thank you. Next, we'll go to Mark. And Mark, why are you interested in running for the board of directors? And tell us a little bit about that passion. 3 minutes.
Yeah, I'm interested because we've started some good work that I've been part of already at, along the lines of what Josh was saying of the members having a voice and expanding beyond that, having a place where they can reach out to different people and get information. I like to think that I'm pretty available to the membership, to our assistants, to give guidance, and to be able to give back in what I got from everybody else when I was coming up. Being able to reach out to Bob yourself, to Len, to John Hughes, to Monty Cook, when you guys were running on the board, and now I have that opportunity to be able to give back to others. We've started working on some projects to have information available, having resources for, Josh getting his head pro there and getting some information. Hey, what can I get some information on how to get things going, or where do we go? And we're working on that on the board, and I'd love to be able to continue that work. Sharing visions with, Vice President Bailey and President Lippert, things that we've been working on. There's a lot of good momentum going, and I'd love to just be able to continue on, be part of that, and then take it even further when their time is up. They know coming up behind them are some strong board members that are going to continue the work that they've been doing moving forward.
Okay, Mark, thank you very much. So our final candidate, Matt Jordan, you have 3 minutes. So why are you interested in running for the board of directors, and talk to us about your passion there?
Yeah, thank you for the question. So when I got into the golf business and then became a professional and was working at the Northern Ohio PGA section, I was one of those individuals where the golf professional took me to the annual meeting for the first time, and I just was completely wowed by all of these great golf professionals and the knowledge that they had in the room, and we're all coming together and looking for variety of different things within our industry, and it blew my mind. And then when I moved to Florida and became the golf professional at Streamsong Resort and opened that, I wanted to be a part of our section, North Florida section, and learn a lot more of those golf professionals. And when I got involved with that and decided that I wanted to serve, it was to take everything that was mentored with me and be able to give back. And I didn't realize what giving back was. It just, other than serving. Now, what does that mean? And I quickly realized that the section has a great opportunity to enhance educational opportunities for the golf professionals. There's a great responsibility within the section to help with employment and what that looks like, and how we can increase more employment opportunities for our golf professionals, and doing that by really looking at the general public, because the general public is the people that are hiring golf professionals. So what can the section do to also help educate the general public of what a golf professional does? And when I got involved with the section and we started moving into those needles, it was so rewarding. And I want to be able to do that with this section, is take the pulse of the membership, be able to start helping our general PGA professionals with whatever focus that they're looking for, and just better our association as a whole. And doing that from by serving in the board of directors level within the section would be a great honor and a great opportunity for me to continue with from what I've done in the last 10 years.
Okay, Matt, thank you very much. Next, we'll go into another question. I'd like to defer to Len, please.
Thank you, Bob. Actually, I think we're ready with Craig's video. Shelby, want to give it a roll, please?
You might need to put the screen up.
Lynn, I'm not hearing anything. I'm not sure about our other viewers.
Sorry, Bob, you said you're not hearing anything on your end?
I can now, yes. I can hear your
Okay, but
voice.
you couldn't hear the video?
That's correct. I couldn't. I'm not sure about the rest of our participants.
Yeah, I couldn't hear it either. No,
Sorry, say that again, Josh. Did you or did you not?
I couldn't hear it. No, couldn't hear it.
Yeah, Michael, we can't hear it. So let's go back to our candidates.
Okay.
Okay, Len, so we'll defer a second question to you, and we'll go in the order of Mark, Matt, and Josh.
Okay, and gentlemen, again, thank you. Thank you for everything. Thank you for taking your time to stand in front of your colleagues to this morning. So the second question we have for each of you is your outlook on the current state of the golf industry. Certainly it's rolled out differently post-COVID than pre-COVID, and much has happened in then. If we think about what's happened on the tour level, what's happened with PGA of America, and love your ideas on the optimistic or pessimistic or neutral on the future of the industry. And Mark, we'll start with you this time.
All right. I can't help but really feel that I'm very optimistic of where the game of golf is going and who we're bringing to the table now. I've been around junior golf, looking at our PGA junior leagues, our PGA family cups, watched a little bit on TV there, and just the participation and the numbers that are growing there. I've recently started seeing more with our PGA Hope program, and the number of veterans that we have that are really getting into the game of golf. We're bringing in lots of different folks. It's from the young folks to those that really, hey, it's time for me to do something. I want to play golf. I look at some of the clubs that I've had the pleasure of visiting lately and been around, and just how busy and how vibrant they are, and talking with other pros, and people are playing golf. They're enjoying it again. They're loving it. I know there's different ways to, whether we're playing shorter courses, making shorter courses for the members, giving them options like that, so that the timing is now not becoming as big of a factor as it has been before. So I'm very optimistic where we're going. I think, again, more with, the Family Cup, PGA Junior League, and all the kids that we're bringing into the game. We're competing with the lacrosse, soccer, Little League, but I think we're doing a good job of getting a lot of these kids that'll continue to help grow the game.
Len?
Okay, thank you, Mark. Okay, Matt, same question to you. Your feelings about the current state of the golf industry.
So I'm a little bit of both. I'm very optimistic, and I'll say that I'm neutral about it. Gosh, the growth rate of golf right now, due to the pandemic, has been just absolutely mind blowing. How it's gotten so much busier out there, and continues to do so. I think PGA professionals are doing an amazing job of creating more golf programs, keeping people interested in the game, and that's something that we learned the hard way when Tiger Woods came into the scene, and then all of a sudden golf showed this huge increase, and then we started with the decline again. And now we're in that back where it's the peak. So we realize as golf professionals that we have to keep it more entertaining. We need to do things in order to keep them with the time management. With 18 holes of play might be too long. So maybe doing more 9 holes or 3 holes or 6 hole matches, whatever it might be, to get people to continue to play golf, grow this game that we love. Just to Mark's point, I'm seeing more kids get involved. It's just exceptional. So we're seeing a lot more people playing golf and continue to play golf over the last few years. I'm a little neutral or pessimistic because as we look into our business and we see how busy we are, we're struggling getting assistance. I realize that with talking to other golf professionals, that there's not too many people that are getting into our business. I think what we're doing as golf professionals and growing the game and seeing more people and trying to create these programs, we've forgotten to tap the kids on the shoulder, like what happened to me, and say, what do you think about being in the business of golf? I think you would make yourself a really great PGA professional. And I think that that's something that we need to continue to strive for, to continue to take these people and move them into the business side of things so that our industry continues to grow. There's always going to be golf. There's always going to be people managing golf. And I want to continue to make sure that it's always PGA professionals managing golf and not other golf professionals. So that's why I think it's very optimistic and right now pessimistic. And I think it involves all of us from the section level to help push that message out to the general public and continue to get people to be in the business of our game. Thank you for the question, Len.
Great. Thank you, Matt. And Josh, same to you. Your thoughts and feelings on the state of the golf industry at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would definitely have to agree with Matt. There's no doubt that the COVID boom, as it's been called, has been such a blessing to the game of golf at a time when it seemed to be kind of going the wrong direction. But I think we've learned from, maybe call it the mistakes of the past, where build it and they will come didn't quite work as much. And so once we saw that boom coming, we had things in place, and the PGA professional was doing such a great job and was able to handle the influx of new golfers and create exciting new programs that are keeping them engaged. Obviously, I think that we have a very strange dichotomy between the growth of the industry on one end and then a concerning issue on the operator end, where the PGA professional, like Matt said, the funnel of assistance is starting to become weaker. We're all aware of that, and that's a concern, especially as we continue to see this influx of new golfers and hope to retain it, that we can match that level with inspired young golfers that know that there is a path and an impressive industry that you can create an awarding career that can really fulfill everything you can enjoy about this game of golf. So it's a very interesting talking point. The Golf Digest article, the Club Pro Crisis, has been circulated so many times. There's podcasts on it all the time, which it's entertaining to listen to, but those of us who can make a difference and really shape what that conversation turns into are in this meeting and are going to be in the boardrooms talking about, all right, we know there's an issue. How do we attack it? How do we inspire young golfers to get into this industry? And how do we make sure that there's a balance, a work-life balance, if you will, that matches what they thought they were getting into? COVID also introduced a bit of an issue when it came to, there's a lot of online work from home type of industries that have adapted to that type of work. We're not that industry. We're in a service industry where we're shaking hands, we're laughing with people, we're having a great time face to face. So we have to try to create options that are positive and encouraging for those who want to get into this industry. So I'm looking forward to getting in those rooms where we can have discussions about the leaders of this industry and the golf operator side, and finding a path forward as this game continues to grow, which is such a great sight to see. So I'm excited to be in that room and have those conversations.
Okay, Josh, thank you. So this next session, guys, we're going to go to individual questions, and I will start out first by asking Matt a question, and then Len will ask Josh a question, then I'll ask Mark a question. Again, 3 minutes to respond. So first of all, for our audience and our membership listening, our candidates needed to submit a 20 question questionnaire in order to put their name on the ballot. And these gentlemen have done that. And so I want to go to something, Matt, that you said here. The question on the questionnaire was, do you have any personal aspirations that could be enhanced by board service? And your answers said, my personal aspiration is to simply give back to the industry, but my professional aspiration is to serve for the National Board of Control. Very interesting. I would guess that there's some people on this session that don't even know what our Board of Control is. So, Josh, why don't you educate us on the Board of Control and what they do, and why do you want to be on that national committee? 3 minutes.
Well,
Sorry, Bob.
I would love to, but Matt, I don't know anything about it. So fire away.
Matt, did I say
my
Josh?
question,
I'm
Bob.
sorry. Yeah, that's for Matt.
Two-stroke penalty. I have to assess you, Bob. No, thank you. And why did you have to pick that question? Why did that call to you? It's funny. It's as I really got involved with the North Florida PGA and serving, and then got into the board of the section and traveling around with all the different national officers and being a part of that. We have a golf professional in, I should say, we had a golf professional in North Florida PGA named Russ Libby. Russ Libby was a national candidate twice for secretary. Unfortunately, didn't win. He lost, but I spent a lot of time with him, and he served on our board twice. And I was lucky enough to serve alongside him before he became the district director of District 13. Russ was telling me that his most rewarding serving was actually being a member of the board control. He really enjoyed being a member of the board and control and being able to create basically policies for governance of the PGA of America. And for those that don't really know, the way I could best simplify it, it's like the Supreme Court of the PGA. And it was extremely rewarding to him to hear about how some of these cases of people were golf professionals that were going through struggling times. There was something that was keeping them from being continuing with their education, whatever it was, to become PGA professionals for personal reasons, that the Board of Control had to weigh in on these cases and see if they were to give them opportunities to continue to be in PGA professionals or not. Sad times, but rewarding times. And that's something that, as I spoke to our national officers, Don and Nathan specifically of recent, that I really wanted to be a part of, and continuing to serve from the section and learn more from that governance structure, going all the way into the national side of things. If I was able to be a part of that, would just be a personal or professional dream come true for me to serve our PGA professionals in whatever capacity I can. But that's the one that really called to me.
Okay, very good, Matt. Len, I think you're going to ask Josh a question.
Okay, Bob, thank you. Matt, thank you. Josh, in your responses, and the question was, what motivates you? And the response was, I'm motivated by problems. When I see inefficiencies or problems within an organization, I love brainstorming ways to fix them and executing on new ideas. The many hats worn by a PGA professional is one of my favorite parts of this profession. I may not currently have the answer to all problems that may arise, but discovering the solutions is what I love to do. So, Josh, that's great, and certainly caught our attention. And a couple of examples, please, Josh. Things are coming up all the time, and so many of them are, boy, that one's certainly not in any of the playbooks that we have. So, Josh, if you don't mind, a moment or two, or an instance or two, when rallying the troops together, when you looked at it and said, okay, here it is, this is in front of us. How do we come up with the best solution for this?
No, absolutely. And that's when I was typing out that answer, my wife saw it and she's like, I don't understand. Like, how can you be motivated by problems? And she's like, you should change that. And I was like, no. It's exactly what I mean. Because those who we all work in this industry, and it's such an exciting place to be because you do have to be able to answer to an unending number of problems that can come up. I mean, every day you have something that happens that you just couldn't even imagine. Like this morning, we've got our women's member going on, and one of the member services accidentally hit a curb and crashed his cart into a fence. And so now we're going to have to figure out, all right, we got to get the fence repaired. We got to make sure that the neighbor feels like we're being treating them correctly and all that type of stuff. So it's just such a fun industry to be a part of because you never know what you're going to run into. And so when I'm looking at problems to solve on a bigger level, to call it a board level, when I was on the Southern Chapter Board of Directors, one of the issues we were having was just member engagement. I mean, there were so few people who were raising their hands to get involved with any of the committees or even the board for that matter. And so we had put together a plan I had mentioned earlier to make sure that we know, or we let those members know that there's an organization here that's here to serve you. And one of the best ways is to get involved, play in chapter tournaments, get involved in one of the committees. I was the chair of the education committee, and we put together a very small teaching summit. We had Susie Myers, a top 100 instructor, get to teach that. So we created education programs and ways for them to see that there's a chapter board that's here for them and to get involved. So that was one fun example that I got to be really involved with. It was creating ways to engage with the members of that chapter. And like I said, going forward, I think that's something that could be really done in the section as well, although it is large. Making sure that, as Matt said, when somebody takes you and your mentor takes you to your first annual meeting, everybody is in shock. Like, wow, there's so much that I didn't know. There's so much going on behind the scenes of the PGA governance that I didn't understand. And so getting everybody to understand what's available to them in terms of service or even just benefits of knowing what's going on in the chapter or section programs that you're involved with could be a big benefit to the members and helping them solve their own problems at their club.
Okay, Josh, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, Mark, we're going to go to you, and that's a question I'm going to put forward to you. You're currently the president of the Bay Area chapter, and I know you were highly involved in putting that chapter together. Tell us a little bit about how that process began. What was your portion of putting that chapter together, and do you have any specific goals still that you're working on, and maybe goals as you put the chapter together? 3 minutes, Mark. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. Yeah, it was, I came up with okay, now what, once I got my PGA membership? We worked hard to get through it, put through the time, did the old fly from California to Florida to take your test, do the seminars and the all day going, okay, man, I hope we get through this. Was very fortunate to become a PGA member, got back to the club when I was at Castlewood and thought, okay, now what? Now what do I do with it? I've got a PGA membership. Where's the balloons, the streamers, the red carpet, all the jobs falling in my lap? And well, we have to work towards it, and was prepared to do that. But I wanted to go, okay, now what do we do with this? So talking with John Hughes, who was the director of golf at the time there, he was involved with chapters in the Southern California section. And, we got to talking, well, there isn't a Bay Area chapter. There was only a couple chapters at the time, and thought, well, we could use one up here. And then we reached out to the section office, and yeah, let's get going. So it was really from the ground up, building the bylaws, making sure that they were in line with the section bylaws and things like that. So it was fun to kind of put everything together, put a board together, put, the terms, really just, hey, here's what we're going to do, and we're going to build it up and get going. So it was very rewarding to get it going and be at the ground level to make that happen. Fast forward now, I have been back on again as a president to kind of get our chapter going again. Some of the obstacles we run into, and we talk about how do we overcome this, is being the biggest chapter. A lot of our section events fall into the Bay Area chapter, and then it says, hey, where do we go to make sure that we can have our events, but also not step on the toes of section events and support the apprentice events and some of the divisions that we have too. So we continue to work on that, find different ways to how we can put everything together, and not just go, oh, section event, sorry, we can't do anything. So it's an ongoing process. The board has been engaged with it, and we'll continue to work to find ways to blend events together, so that way we get more opportunities for our members and associates to get out and play golf and meet each other. That's really, at the end of the day, what we want to do is a lot of networking and enjoy time together.
Okay, Mark, thank you. Okay, guys, so at this point of the video here, we would go to the chat box based on our time. And the chat box, we don't really have any questions in there, so we're going to just go right into our closing comments. And gentlemen, you have 3 minutes for closing comments, and then after the closing comments, I believe I'll have some closing comments, and Lynn will have some closing comments, and we're doing good. Thank you for your input and your insights, and we're rounding the corner, and I think we can see the barn. So we're going to start with closing remarks, 3 minutes. Josh Osler, please.
Yeah, thanks, Bob. So just to reiterate, it's such a pleasure to be a PGA member. I'm probably on the younger side of everything here, but to have a great room full of mentors who are willing to share their time and their expertise with maybe young professionals like myself and associates who are getting into the industry. I want to make sure it truly does make a very, very big impact on our view of this PGA membership. So don't feel like you're just scraping at the bottom trying to figure out what to do with these young associates, but just know that the work you do and the things that you reach out and connections you make with these young professionals, it makes a very big difference. And like I said, I'm benefited from that with a number of mentors and hoping to be on the other side of that through board service, getting to know all of the associates, all of the PGA members, short-term, long-term, whoever, so that we can create this wonderful network and work together to solve some of the problems that our industry is facing right now. So I appreciate the time that you've obviously all spent to be here and get to know each of us a little bit more, and looking forward to serve in any way I can. So thank you.
Okay, Josh, thank you very much. Closing remark, 3 minutes, Matt Jordan.
It's just I've been in governance now for 10 years, serving on the chapter level and then into the board, and I just absolutely loved it. I mean, I just thoroughly enjoy coming to work every day here at the Olympic Club as the director of golf, and getting our assistants hungry and getting our staff in line with serving our members. And it does the same for me when I'm part of the section level. I really thoroughly enjoy it, giving back to our community and learning the pulse of our members and how that pushes up to national. I've been blessed to be able to serve a lot with the national board officers in some sort of capacity and spend time with them. So I think that my knowledge of governance over the last 10 years and moving forward with that section and wanting to do the same thing with this section would be just a big blessing for me. I love serving the members and taking care of making our section grow and become better. I just want to thank everybody for their time today. I know it's tough to carve out an hour to learn about us as candidates. It's been a pleasure speaking to you all. And thank you very much for considering me for this role of being a board of director. Thank you again.
Thank you, Matt. Closing remark, 3 minutes, Mark Naylor.
Thank you, Bob. Again, thank you everybody for taking time out. Again, it's busy. It's Friday morning, but to make time to do the section work and do our due diligence on us, and appreciate the opportunity to be here with everybody. Look forward to continuing my service on the board. It's been an honor and something I don't take lightly. It's very rewarding. Look forward to whoever may be joining the board to join with them and continue moving forward. Again, with some of the projects we've started, there's a lot of good work being done right now, and there's a lot of good momentum. So again, thank you everybody for being on today, taking time, considering myself and our other candidates for your votes. Thank you so much.
Okay, Mark, thank you very much. Okay, I think I'll make some closing remarks, and then we'll let Len make some closing remarks and finish up this session. So, well, once again, thank you, gentlemen, for your time. Again, a Friday morning, we're all busy. Geez, Josh has their ladies member. That's pretty cool that you're on the video with us. But I think our section's in good hands. And as we listen to only 3 of our candidates, we have good information on the other 2 for a total of 5 candidates and 3 particular seats that are available for the next 3 years. I would like to take the opportunity to thank our outgoing directors, and Len, I believe these are the correct names of Pat Jones, Jimmy Stewart, and Andrew Larkin. We'd like to thank them for their service. But once again, I think we're in good hands. Gentlemen, thank you very much for your insights. And Matt, you're right on about the annual meeting. The first one I went to was just wide-eyed, and man, couldn't get enough in, and it was awesome. And when I came back, that was my message to the section. If you've never gone, you need to go to an annual meeting. And Josh, touching everybody out there in your other chapter, wonderful idea. Keep it up. And Mark, I know you, Mark, a little bit. The other gentleman I don't know as well. But Mark, as an incumbent and your passion for junior golf, and with the work you've done there with the chapter, I think it's remarkable. And so with that said, the 3 that I'm talking to, and Chad, and I believe it's Craig, I don't think you need luck. So I don't want to say best of luck, but thank you for your insights, and we'll look forward to seeing those ballots. Ballots should go out Monday, and then I think Shelby said we'll have about a little over a month or 6 weeks to cast those ballots. So thank you very much. And with that said, thank you for the honor to allow me to be on this committee. But with that said, Len, I'll let you close the session. Thanks, guys.
Okay, thank you, Bob. Thanks for your work here. And gentlemen, thank you not only for your time this morning, but also, again, you're raising your hand to be part of this. It's a big commitment, minimum commitment of 3 years. And thank you for your insights and well thought out answers this morning. As Bob said, we are in really good hands at some very exciting times in the industry. So kudos to everybody, and for everybody joining us today on a Friday morning. We really appreciate that your involvement at all levels is the only way that this is going to work and continue to work successfully. So on behalf of us, all of us here in the office and the current board of directors, thank you for the continued passion, commitment to the game and to the Northern California section. So I'll wrap up with some housekeeping issues. Please, if you haven't, okay, let's see. Just put in the chat box. We have a couple of phone numbers on the screen and some iPad, iPhone entries. Please be sure to jot down Jenna's email address there and Shelby's email address to make sure we have your name and your member number so we can get you the PDR credits. As Bob mentioned, the ballot will come out on Monday, and there will be 5 candidates on the ballot. We're sorry that Chad and Craig were unable to join us today. You can vote up to 3, minimum of 1, up to 3 candidates of the 5. The ballot will be open until November 3, and it is very important that you vote, so we encourage as much as you can. And then the last thing, we will include with the ballot Craig's video. So we are right on time. Again, everyone, the world continues to be topsy-turvy. Please keep looking out for each other. Take care of each other. Thank you for everything that you do for the Northern California section. Best of luck, best of health, and we'll see you down the road.
Thanks, Lynn.
Thanks, Lynn. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Josh, Matt.
Thank you all. Have a great day.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.